Hello everyone, I'm Rushlock, and this is What is EVE Online? So EVE Online, as an oversimplification, is an MMO RPG sandbox game. This may be your first MMO, maybe you've played plenty, but for brevity's sake, let's discuss MMO. MMO is massively multiplayer online. So you have a lot of players in a single setting, backdrop. Most games have multiple servers that they split up players amongst, even regional. And for EVE Online, they don't. They put everyone on a single shard, and that's going to contribute toward the sandbox element we'll talk about in just a moment. So RPG, role-playing game. Your character, is mostly you're going to see your spaceship perspective, but this is your character sheet. You can see your character. Maybe this is the last time you look at it during character creation, but for many, they kind of develop an identity or a story for that character, and that will impact their play sessions going forward. Back to the MMO element, a lot of MMOs, as we talk about the sandbox aspect of it, most MMOs have a very simplistic design system, and I don't mean this in a negative way, it's just the way that most games have done it. They have a system where you talk to NPCs, and EVE has the same system included in its design with agents. And you can talk to an agent, you can get a mission, go do the mission, come back, mark it as complete, be given a reward, and then you have the option to take another mission. And most MMOs, that's the ceiling. That's where the game stops. That's the overwhelming majority of your interactions with the game. With EVE Online, it's included, but it's also just one facet of the many activities you can do in the game. So what do we mean by sandbox? Sandbox basically refers to you are dropped off in a universe, this is being New Eden, and you're given tools to interact with that universe, and then what? That's the most common question I get from new players is, I've completed the tutorial, what do I need to do now? And that's something that's been missing in EVE Online, is there's nothing really in that new player experience that communicates this aspect, this what should I do next idea. And that's the point of EVE Online. There is nothing that you should do next. You'll find plenty of people who will suggest to you otherwise, that you need to do this and you need to do that, you need to train this skill, you need to fly this ship. But those are, external sources of information telling you what you should do based on their own perspective through their own lens of how they see the game. So keep that in mind. There is nothing that you should be doing, and that lack of direction in EVE is kind of a dual-edged blade. It's what sets it aside and makes it unique and amazing in potential, and it's also what keeps it just out of reach for your average user coming through the new player experience. That person didn't realize what they were signing up for. They didn't realize that the responsibility or the quote-unquote burden of choice was going to be placed on them. So EVE Online will never be for everybody in concept, unless dramatic changes are made, but that nuance about it is also what sets it aside from most other MMOs. And this has all been an oversimplification for it. The sandbox itself means the overwhelming majority of ships that you fly, structures you see in space, ammo used, modules fitted to ships, are generally player created. They're crafted, they're bought and sold on open markets. Even the freemium currencies moving between players is less and less so in recent years, but again, more often than not, generated from player activity. And that's just something you don't see in most other titles on the market today. A lot of MMOs and a lot of games in years past have implemented or utilized pieces of that sandbox concept, but nothing like EVE Online in terms of having all those sandbox qualities. So for the sake of brevity, we'll cut it off there. If you have questions or comments or feedback, put them in the comments down below. If there's some kind of term or concept that doesn't make sense to you and you want more information on it, I'm happy to answer questions. Again, just leave a comment down below the video. And until then, enjoy the game, and we'll see you next time.